UFC Rochester. Well, first of all, it came and it went. Didn't see a lot of promotion. It's supposed to be Kevin Lee's welterweight debut. New York cards either tend to be really big or passable at best, and it seems like this is one of those passable cards. There were shining performances of what's MMA without those, and I'm gonna get to those, of course. Just want to give you some hot takes. First of all, before we get into the UFC Rochester, I got to bring up Sage Northcutt taking on Cosmo Alexander. Saw that fight. I don't know what one is thinking. I have no idea. Putting a young Sage coming off of a loss, coming off of a big, tumultuous UFC run. I'm sorry, Sage was on a 3-fight win streak at the time, but coming off of the loss of that UFC contract. And to thrust him into such a fight, man, I just think that was not a good look. Cosmo Alexandre is a multiple-time world champion at combat sports. Sage Northcutt is a karate guy. We got to think about these things when we're considering our matchmaking. What a big commodity loss. I don't know why one championship isn't doing the Bellator model where we build up contenders, especially Sage Northcutt. He's a name. I can get how Demetrius Johnson and Eddie Alvarez, you put those in tournaments and, showcase them. But Sage Northcutt is, a raw commodity still. Most of his big wins, were on the regional scene. So at least going forward, we're going to have to think of a way to package the Sage Northcutt deal a little bit better. Rich, Misha, you listening? Let's package it a little bit better next time, please. We need that. But Aspen Ladd's been undefeated in the UFC, was closely linked to a fight with Holly Holm late last year, but that fight fell through, unfortunately. And with being undefeated, ranked number 6 at bantamweight, the sky's the limit for somebody like her. Just took out former title challenger, would-be title challenger in the fight of the night. Who knows what could be next? Same thing with Felicia Spencer. As she said, the rankings are wide open, basically because there are no rankings. No one knows what's next for the featherweight division. So, thrust her into a title fight. We can just do this like Invicta's been doing it forever. I don't know why the UFC hasn't followed the Invicta model when it comes to featherweights. They did in the beginning, but now they kind of trailed away and started booking her against former champions. So, or in Amanda's case, a current champion. So I'm not sure exactly what their idea behind it is. What I do like I said, is at least giving these women a shot to shine on the ESPN platform. And there was a lot of room for that. And I appreciate that. New York's going to have to do better at getting bigger cards. Or, I don't know. It seemed like, main event seemed good. The co-main events for these ESPN Plus cards have always been a little ho-hum so far. It's been basically, top 15 guy versus who knows who. Besides, last week with Derek Brunson. So it's like they're trying to showcase no-name people in the co-main event. So I can see their process and what they're doing going forward. But at the time, the card just seemed slow. It seemed sluggish. It was, like I said, great performances. Ian Heinisch, Davi Ramos getting another consecutive win. Desmond Green, fun fight. Julio Arce, amazing knockout. But ESPN Plus shows are seeming a little bit slow. Glad that they're over soon, but I could just use a little bit more action this week. And a little promotion. I didn't even know this event was happening. Shining stars. Little names that you may not know. Zach Cummins. You've seen on basically every prelim from the beginning of time. But getting a good submission win. He got a nice streak going. Appreciate that. What else here? Charles Oliveira. Clinching the series with your boy Nick Lentz. What a victory there. Getting a TKO stoppage. Like Paul Felder said, he could have choked him out to pad his record, but decided, I want to get this guy out of here. Amazing fight. Man, Mike Trizano getting bounced from the ranks of the unbeaten. in his featherweight debut. Again, drop him down in weight class. You gotta watch out for those new guys. All right. Great card overall. Like I said, a little slow in the middle. Shout out to Dana White. Looking for a fight. Derek Krantz, he could have definitely lost that contest in ridiculous fashion, as he basically did, but he had good showing. And you know what that means. If you show up, you're going to get another shot. So that's something I truly appreciate out of him. Vicente Luque is just shrieking right now. You got some young Brazilian talent. I thought it was going to be Carlos Jr., but we can always lean on the back of Charles Oliveira and the newcomer. Well, I won't say newcomer, but Vicente Luque has now proven himself to be a commodity that we can trust and maybe even start building a brand on. At welterweight, this is becoming the new marquee division. All the bloated lightweights are going up, so maybe I would like to see that. Ways from UFC Rochester 1. The 165-pound division is doomed on the back of Kevin Lee. You're going to have someone with the charisma of Kevin Lee and the performances of RDA in order to build the confidence in the execs, I guess. To me, it's a no-brainer. There's a bunch of stars at lightweight. There's a bunch of stars at lightweight that are old. And there's a bunch of stars at lightweight that are old that really shouldn't be cutting weight. Put them all at 165. Let the young, hungry people, young, hungry fighters, get rid of them, and then we'll build a division. 7 layers of 185. Don't understand the hesitancy, but, they do what they do. Speaking of doing what they do, UFC Bantamweight, what are we doing? We've got Caitlin Vieira, who is looking for a return soon. We have Aspen Ladd getting fights snatched away from her. And then we still making fights at featherweight. Are we holding up the champion, or are we going to find a way to create equality throughout the women's division? I feel like the lighter weight classes are pretty even, pretty fair, but the higher weight classes either A, frankly just don't exist, or B, they're pigeonholed to whatever super fight that they want to make. Third big point, we got a star boys, Michel Pereira, coming out of Brazil, put on a show against hot chocolate Danny Roberts. We got to look out for him. We saw UFC 237. We need stars. He's flashy. He's bouncing off the cage. He literally did a spinneroonie before his fight. Get this guy booked. Get him booked soon. He's explosive. He's fun. He's fast. And I'm high on him right now. Asterix until he fights a grappler. But as far as welterweights go, he ain't a 165er. RDA's not going to sneak in and leg kick him and take him down. No. You're going to have to out-technique that dude if you think you're going to get over him. Michel Pereira. Remember that name, boys and girls. And boys and girls, thanks for listening. Punchy Panda Podcast on YouTube. Just search Punchy Panda. Follow me on Twitter at keep_GUD_KEEFB. Keep good keep. There'll be a panda. Just look out for it. Also, you can follow me on Facebook at Punchy Panda. And until next time, folks, punch up.